What up, folks? It's your pal, Coach Vino, and this is the Glass Half Full podcast where we turn setbacks into comebacks. Let's go.
Yo, 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 everybody goes through setbacks, but don't let these setbacks make you take a step back. Step back from the situation, put your brush down, envision the picture you're painting, because everybody goes through setbacks.
All right. Welcome back to the podcast. I am Coach Vino, the people's bartender, and your certified coach from the Boogie Down Bronx. So I hope everybody's well since the last time we hung out. For those of you in the United States, I hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving with family, with friends, or however you celebrated. I know I had a really great one. Hopefully it wasn't too much fighting at the table. You know, they always say no politics and no religion, right? And somehow it always rears its ugly head. Especially these days, I mean, God, it feels so divisive, right? I mean, the world just feels more divided than ever. You know, everybody's trying to prove a point. Everybody's trying to get the last word. You know, they're trying to flex their status. You know, it kind of feels like kindness, good old kindness just feels so underrated. I think the reason for that is because it's like it feels like people mistake kindness for weakness, right? They think that being kind means being soft. I'm telling you right now, this kid from the Boogie Down Bronx can tell you right now, that cannot be further from the truth. See, kindness without strength gets trampled on, right? That's a fact. We all know that. But strength without kindness, I mean, that just feels cold. So the real power comes from knowing how to lead with both. You see, when you lead with kindness and strength, you're not just reacting to the world. You start to shape it. You're the one that's setting the tone now. And the world, believe it or not, is going to respond in kind. Right? You probably think to yourself, hey, yo, Coach Vino, what does that mean? Well, look, leading with kindness doesn't mean letting people walk all over you, okay? Let's get that straight, right? It doesn't mean biting your tongue when you should speak up. That's not what it means. What it means is you move with intention, right? You know, maybe you treat people with respect, even when they don't deserve it. And it's not because they earned it, but because you carry yourself with that kind of integrity. That's strength. You see, real strength isn't about how loud you can yell or how hard you can hit back. It's about staying grounded when everything around you is trying to pull you off balance. When everybody around you is full of shit. All right? It's about being calm when it would be easier to just lash out and wild out. It's about choosing peace. And not because you're weak, but because you're wise enough to know what really matters. There's a power in leading with that kind of balance. You walk into a room, and I'm telling you, people will feel it. They'll sense that you're a steady cat. And you can't be rattled. But you also can't be hardened. And that kind of energy, it changes things, man. You know, it disarms people, it opens doors, and it earns respect without you even having to demand it. And I know this, trust me, I've learned this the very, very hard way. You know, back in the day, I thought strength meant standing your ground no matter what and never backing down and never showing emotion. But all that did was build walls. I kept people out because I thought I had to protect myself. What I didn't realize was that true strength isn't about building walls. It's about building trust. A trust that starts with kindness. Now, don't get me wrong. Kindness doesn't mean letting people play you or nothing like that. You know, it means knowing when to set boundaries without bitterness. It means saying no when you need to, with firmly, but not with anger. That's leadership. That's self-respect. Because at the end of the day, the energy that you lead with, that's the energy that comes back to you 100%. If you move through the world angry and defensive, looking for a fight, let me tell you something, you're going to find one. But if you move with grace and strength, life tends to meet you at that same level. It might not happen overnight, but it's going to happen. The world mirrors your energy. Think about it. You ever notice how like one person's calm presence can change the whole room? I've been there. You've been in that room, right? This guy's relaxed, right? Everybody's relaxed now. Maybe it's you. Maybe you're the guy's relaxed and everybody's relaxed around you. Like when everyone's tense and somebody walks in with so much confidence, quiet confidence, and suddenly the whole tone shifts. See, that's what leading with kindness and strength looks like. You don't even have to say much. Your energy does all the talking. And here's the truth. It takes real courage to lead this way. Because it's so much easier to fight fire with fire. And it's so much harder to stay composed. And it's easier to close your heart after you get hurt. And it's harder to show up with love. But that's where the growth is. When you choose kindness and strength, you stop being reactive. You stop letting the world decide how you're going to show up. You start deciding that for yourself. Take back the power. You become intentional and not impulsive. And that's where freedom lives. That's where peace lives. Trust me on that. So as you move through the holidays and you move through the next year, the new year, I want you to think about how you're going to lead, whether it's in your home, in your work, or your relationships. Are you leading from your ego or from empathy? Are you going to let your emotions control you? Or are you going to ground them in purpose? Because when you find that sweet spot, the X on the map, that balance between soft heart and a strong spine, people are going to feel it. And the world will start to respond differently to you. So lead with kindness, lead with strength, and you'll notice the right people will start showing up, and those right opportunities will start finding you. And even if life tests you, because it will, guaranteed, you'll have the power to handle it with grace. That's what true leadership looks like. That's what true power feels like. It's not loud, it's not showy. It is steady, it is confident, and it is kind. Because the world doesn't need more people fighting to be right. No more Thanksgiving dinners with family talking about this, that, and the third. Who's right, who's wrong, left, right, Republican, Democrat, all this stuff. Forget about it. It needs more people strong enough to lead with love. So be that person. Well, look, that's all I got for you folks. If you enjoyed today's podcast, I'd appreciate if you left a review so you can help Coach Vino feed the hungry algorithm. If you or someone you know would want to work with Coach Vino, you can visit my website, coachvinollc.com. You can also follow the podcast on social media where I share more of my thoughts in bite sizes, and it gives me an opportunity to interact with you guys directly. So I'm everywhere at Coach Vino Podcast. And remember, folks, if nobody else tells you, Coach Vino appreciates you. Cheers.
I find it hard to reveal these thoughts and express what I'm feeling in a hip-hop form. But I was born to succeed, so as long as I breathe, ain't nobody on this earth gonna crush my dreams. Yo, this might be the end of the verse, but this is just the start of a new beginning. Word.